Been married for 10 years and we dated for 4 years prior. We have 2 kids who are our world and live a comfortable lifestyle. My wife was a 10 when we meet and is still a 10 at 37 years old. We have a boring sex life. Her drive is much lower than my own. I try often to initiate, but usually find she is too tired and would rather just sleep. After a while of this, I began to feel that maybe I just wasn't cutting it for her in the bedroom. She was always a bit reserved when it came to sex, but was even more reserved after we were married. She won't let me go down on her. She felt it was dirty. I miss and crave that and try all the time with her pulling at me and stopping me in my tracks. I can count on one hand how many times she had orally pleased me. It's always missionary position as she was never open to trying new things. I even tried to introduce a sex toy into our play, but she wanted nothing to do with it. I have a farrier for a wife who acts like a Kia in the bedroom. I never thought about cheating on my wife, and have just accepted her for who she is. Yes, it's a bit frustrating at times, and have learned to deal with that by taking care of myself more often than not. This is where things in my life changes. On my way to work, I stopped for coffee. In line for coffee, there was a woman in front of me. She kept looking back at me like she knew me but couldn't place the face. To my surprise, she turned around, stuck out her hand, and introduced her to me as Karen. I was taken off guard as this was not something that ever happens when I'm standing in line for coffee or any other time since I was in my 20s. She talked to me, though, out my entire order and out the door. I was really just thinking about getting to work and still didn't understand why she was talking to me. It finally dawned on me that she was hitting on me. I asked her straight out if she was, and she said yes. I immediately felt flattered, but said I was married. Karen said, "If you don't mind me not minding that you're married, here is my card. I work down the street if you ever want to meet for lunch." I thought about her for the rest of the day. She was older, late 40s, not thin but not fat, wore a little too much makeup but didn't think she was ugly. She had a large chest and nice ass from what I could see. I couldn't stop thinking about her and how she approached me. I didn't think and just acted. Called her the next day, we had lunch, and I learned she was also married. We traded stories and ended up getting along very well. She was very flirty, and that was a turn-on for me. I was excited at the thought of it and had not felt this way in years. We meet every day that week for lunch, and on Friday we kissed each other goodbye. She really knew how to kiss and had my head spinning. We didn't have lunch the following Monday, but Karen ended up calling me right before the end of the day. Working in a small office, everyone was gone by 5:15, and my office was empty. Karen met me at my office, and we started going at it right then and there. She had my shirt off and was already working on my pants. She went right down on me without even thinking twice about it. Karen was not a 10 like my wife, but she knew how to please and wanted to be pleased. We now meet me once a week, and we do everything under the sun. She is very open sexually, and that's a huge turn-on for me. Karen's sexual desires and kinky needs almost exceed my own. I feel guilty doing this at times, but I also feel we all get what we want. My wife gets a happier husband. Karen's husband has a happier wife. Karen and I get exactly what we need from each other. In the end, we are all getting what we need. Don't think I should feel bad about that. The next story you will hear will be about how. After 29 years of marriage, one spouse senses infidelity in his gut and follows the evidence to a hotel room. Listen on to find out what happened next and how they handled the situation. My wife and I have been married a long time, 29 years. We've had our ups and downs, but I've never strayed and don't believe she has. But recently, I'm getting a gut feeling. She comes home and informed me that her friend's daughter has 2 extra tickets to a band that I really like. "I'm excited, Mother." She proceeds to tell me she is going with someone else. After we talked a bit, I could sense that she didn't want me to get a ticket and join them. After a few days, the concert is coming up. Today is Thursday and the concert is tomorrow. She now says that afterwards she is going to Atlantic City after the concert and staying the night. Now my senses are tingling. She has never done this before, and even with me she always wanted to come right home. So as I'm still asking about her girlfriend and her staying in AC, she kind of shy away from the topic. I figure I'll let it go. Now she is 52, looks 35. She's very attractive and in great shape. The next day she's off to work, and I noticed in my email, we share an account, a receipt for a suite she booked in AC. I decide to call and ask her why she and her girlfriend needed a suite and why we are paying for the room and she isn't splitting the cost. Well, I call and the secretary says a man came to pick her up for the concert. I'm guessing an Uber was called, but why from work and not from home? So now I decide to call her girlfriend Karen. I get her at her work and has no idea what I'm talking about. No idea about a concert, tickets, or AC. Oh boy, I'm going nuts now, wondering what the hell is going on. I tried with no success to call and text my wife. IT goes right to voicemail. Her car is at her work, and I have no idea who she's with, where she's going now. I decide to get back on the computer and look for anything. I find nothing. No contact with anyone that sends up a red flag. I go back to the receipt. I get the number of the hotel and call. The room is reserved for Mr. and Mrs. Our name. My next question is, has my wife checked in? No, not yet. So I get some things in order and drive down to the hotel. I go to the desk and she checked in only a few minutes ago. I show my ID and he gives me a courtesy key to enter the room. I go up into the door, open it up, and there they are. Both sitting on a couch, luggage on the floor. They were ready to pour a glass of wine. Both look at me in disbelief, and he grabbed his stuff and headed for the door. I didn't know him, didn't care about him. My focus was on my wife and her about to cheat. She starts to cry. I drop the key on her lap and inform her that she's going to need this key for her next boyfriend. I looked her in the eye and said, "You're done." A few more curse words followed, but you get the picture. I turn and leave. On my way to the car, my cell is buzzing. I didn't answer. I get home and she left a message on our landline about how I got it all wrong and it isn't what it looks like. Now she wants to come home and talk. My question to you all is, what else could this have been? I'm totally lost for what to do next. If she hasn't cheated yet, she absolutely was about to. Please share your thoughts as to where I should go from here. We've been together so long. I'm lost. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you like it. Also put a bell so you don't miss new videos. See you soon.